We're going to start off in the loser side with LRA Start, who is on an absolute tear this tournament. 20th seed getting top 8, as well as Noodle around the same seeding, also getting top 8, beating Sinister in a very, very swift 3-0. But LRA Start coming back from quite the hiatus now has to go up against Donkey Kong, which isn't really the best matchup for Wolf.
No, this matchup, it can be, I hate using the buzzword volatile, but sometimes you got to call a spade a spade.
Yep.
Like, you really just got to call it like it is. Both of these characters excel at being able to extend combos, both vertically and on the ground. But if I'm sitting across the table from Noodle, sitting next to Noodle, I'm terrified. Oh yeah, I'm terrified both because Noodle has been a very accomplished player in this area for a long time, but also I'm not trying to get clipped, man.
Yeah.
You are always on like Twitch clip alert when you're playing against Noodle. So we'll see how it works out for LRA Start here. Again, Wolf being a fastballer and spacey, he's going to be prone to a lot of dangerous combos here against Donkey Kong. So we'll see if small battlefield, can maybe buy LRA Start the start he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, those platforms being lower, well, it doesn't matter when it's ding-dong percentage. Noodle immediately finding a way through an LRA Start on the back burner. But yeah, no, like LRA Start kind of has to somehow find a way to get in against practically a sword character, because all those tilts are really big. That back air is gigantic as well. So much range they have to be worried about. That can just kill you in a matter of seconds. You kind of already saw that in the first stock. But LRA Start fighting back, gets a down throw, gets hit by the giant punch from Noodle. Honestly, a very, very good mix-up. Safe on shield to an extent as well.
Yep, here we go. Noodle once again setting up shop at the ledge. Great call out on the jump there. Just going to go for a cargo forward throw. A quick 2-stock deficit LRA Start finds himself in. Going to have to really play this one close to the vest if they want to bring him back. The back air is a good way to start that off, though.
Yeah, for sure. Strong hit there. Going to kill Noodle. Still a lot of work to be done if you're LRA Start. You can't really go for some risky stuff like a side B to be able to kill. Now you got to kind of find your footing, play some good neutral, gets a down throw into a dash attack. Really good weight on that spot dodge, gets a nair off. That's the thing with Wolf, is that they're actually really good air-to-air in terms of getting their combos off, because they get like 50%, 60% if you're watching players like Jack on LRA Start showing his consistency off. But so is Noodle, being patient, trying to shark with that up air. Such a good aerial to not only be able to kill, but to juggle as well. So Noodle on a tangent, trying to look for that side B, gets the cargo throw, and that might be lights out for LRA Start.
Yep, going to be forced to use a recovery move back in. When you're that deep without a resource, yeah, it's pretty much all she can do for Wolf. But LRA Start kept it kind of close. Again, Noodle just got out the gates real strong there, so able to take that game one relatively unscathed. We'll see what the response is here from LRA Start. Like we mentioned, both these characters, once they get their hands on you, it feels like you're not getting another opportunity to hit the ground.
Exactly.
We saw a few flashes of that from LRA Start. Did a really good job at the ledge in the corners. That's obviously where both these characters are going to struggle the most. It's very funny how like these characters archetype-wise feel so like different from each other, but at the same time, like when you kind of crunch the numbers of it, they're both trying to do the same thing to each other.
Exactly. And you kind of saw why that matchup is like not the best for Wolf either, because you just get cargo throw and you send them off stage. It's like Wolf recovery is not that good. You have side B, you have up B, but they don't really reach that far in terms of verticality. So that's something that LRA Start has to be more careful of. It's so easy to say stay on stage. When you're up against Donkey Kong, who has hand slap, the tilts like I mentioned before, sitting in shield, waiting for LRA Start to be impatient, go in on that shield with an aerial, and it's just Noodle starts working, and it's so tough to come back. Really good parry, and immediately sent off stage. How do you come back? I love that attempt of a nair, but does get the up B off. Good recovery from LRA Start, gets hit with the hand slap. Are you dead here? No, you're not. You're very, very close.
Just barely surviving there, and again, Noodle gets so much mileage out of that aerial down B. But here we go. This is exactly the instance we were talking about. Donkey Kong is also a character where he's without any resources to use off stage. He's got a real linear path back, and Wolf has aerials that last 4 days. So LRA Start getting the lead here, which is huge.
Yes, definitely a change from what we saw in that first game. Noodle now kind of trying to find a way to hit LRA Start. It's like literally the opposite of last time where LRA Start was struggling to find a hit. Now Noodle trying to fight around this mobility, this really good air drift from Wolf as well. Like his options to get off ledge besides that were really, really good. And even though LRA Start did lose that stock, still has a bit of a percentage lead, but that does not matter when you're up against DK, literally Exhibit A.
Classic grappler problems. You're going to find yourself in an instance where you get touched 2 or 3 times and you're going to pay for it with your life. But again, LRA Start doing a good job. Kind of weaving in and out, not staying within Donkey Kong's wheelhouse for too long. But Noodle trying to find the equalizer here.
Nice. missing that tech and getting hit with that down smash, something that LRA Start definitely needed. Also, the change of the battlefield.
That was sick.
That's kind of what I was concerned about. Is like these platforms, even though you can kind of circle camp and maneuver around Donkey Kong, you kind of just let stuff like that happen where if they get a down arrow below that platform or under that platform, it just leads into so many different options. Really good 2-frame with that F tilt, still being able to come back though. LRA answers back with the forward air into a side B, an insane conversion, and another one. Really good tech by Noodle to stay alive. Misses the grab. What a spot dodge into the up smash, and LRA Start answering back, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, that's exactly the sort of response you look for when you see something, when you lose game one. So great response from LRA Start, getting on the board here. Not going to go down easy. That's how I see half the battle here. So we'll see how Noodle responds now. We're going to go to Pokemon Stadium 2. Again, a stage I think is obviously very good for Wolf also. Again, it's going to be kind of hard to counterpick in this matchup because both these characters really both like to do the same thing.
Right.
So we'll see how well Donkey Kong is able to play with this kind of wide open area here in Pokemon Stadium 2.
Well, that's the thing, because like it's a wider area, so on paper it makes it so that Donkey Kong like should not be able to get in as much or get their hits off. But this is like the prime ding dong stage where they just get a very, very early kill off. They kind of just have to play super bait and punish, which is exactly what Noodle is trying to do here. Maybe find some openings not force, but get LRA Start to try and approach with some of these very, very good aerials, like a landing nair, a landing back air, and then try to punish and really good back air. Even when he's in disadvantage, he finds ways to get some damage off, or even, shift the tides, really change the positionings. Noodle off stage, though, trying to go for that hand slap, doesn't get it, but LRA Start gets that nair off, and a very good start so far, but, I mean, Noodle's still not out yet.
Yep, again, the name of the game when I watch Wolf on Pokemon Stadium 2 is combo extension to platform extension.
Yes.
It just feels like when Wolf touches you on this stage, if you just get hit the right way near one of these platforms, it feels like the combos is never going to end until you pay for it with your life. So already LRA Start off to a great start and almost lapping Noodle in percent here. That is the Donkey Kong problem. You are going to eat a lot of damage and you might not get an opportunity to play the game.
For sure. And the thing is with Noodle, right, is that when he's at a deficit, really good up right there, you got to see him start going for these back airs, these aerials a little bit more, because he's trying to use the aerial drift, not try to play on the ground. Like, he's trying to get in to LRA Start, and the best way he thinks it's possible is with back air. And I don't blame him. It's a very safe move. It's very quick. But LRA Start, ready for every single time, gets that up tilt, not going to kill just yet, but does get that back air. And that's what I was talking about. LRA's ability to anti-air and call out Noodle's attempts to go for these aerials have been really, really good, and kind of what have been keeping him in this game and keeping him in the lead.
Yep, able to sneak in that back air just before that hitbox of the aerial down B was able to come out. Now, once again, LRA Start just keeping a jungle game on. Noodle trying to find a way to swing his way back. Goes for the high recovery, and LRA Start committed to the hard punish option.
Oh, no jump here. You have to air dodge, but Noodle eyeing him down like a hawk, gets that back air off. And LRA Start down to his last stock. This is where we've seen Noodle win before. So many times it's been last stock, last hit interactions, and he just finds a way through.
Uh-oh. Okay. We're seeing some panic options here from LRA Start. Good option cover, which is the down smash.
Gets the F tilt, gets armored through, but able to come back. Thank God that Noodle was forced to come back on the stage, gets that back air. And LRA Start, I'm not gonna lie, got away with that.
Yeah, that was nuts. That could have been very dangerous there. Again, everything almost going right there for Noodle to mount this comeback. But LRA Start, after losing that first game, has been able to win the next 2 consecutive. So now on the doorstep of moving on to losers bracket.
Yeah, but now that LRA Start has the counter pick for potentially Game 5, let's see what Noodle decides to do. In this game, number 4, we do go back to PS2. Not a bad stage, like we mentioned before. But, LRA Start's been doing so good at playing in the air. Noodle also on the ground.
Yep, again, this stage is still so good for Wolf also. It's just so tough. I think the biggest thing for both these players is that we've seen the trend of whoever gets off that quick start first usually is, not unlikely to give it up. And there we go, the ding dong, like you mentioned in Jellyfish. Great stage for ding dong percentage.
Yes.
That's going to be a great start there for Noodle.
Yeah, answering back, Ellery start. Gets a nair into the down smash. Trying to answer back with these nairs. Dude, Ellery start's been so good at just calling out Noodle, going for these spot dodges, trying to maybe just avoid getting hit by you know, all these aerials. That's the thing with Wolf. You know, he doesn't have a lot of multi-hits, so you can get away with just shielding. So can Noodle get away with these ding-dongs, and it's already down 3 stocks to 1, barely a minute in, but Ellery start going to take one for himself. Just still has so much work left to do.
Yeah, this is a tough part when you lose 2 stocks so quickly like that. The game of momentum is truly real. So if you're Ellery Star, you're going to have to play this one real close to the vest. You know, there's 0 room for error against a character that if you mess up once.
Oh my God!
Oh!
As we were saying.
That's and that's exactly what you need. You know, you got an opportunity to capitalize to mount this comeback. And here we go. Now the momentum is shifting back towards LRA Start.
Ooh, almost gets hit with that grab there. Does get it that time, and Noodle just gonna get that damage off. Gets the double jump back air. Looking for that down air as well, but couldn't get the spike off. Yeah, now we're in a very, very precarious position. If you're LRA Star, you die in one hit. Noodle's gonna have to take a little bit more than that to be able to knock off his stock. But Noodle, having stage control, gets the grab off. Goes for down throw. Crazy mix-up right there. Trying to go for the pivot grab. To no avail. LRA Start using his double jump, and it might be it. Yes, it is. Ding dong. Always going to work on PS2.
Yep. If you hear that bell ring, do not answer the door. But sometimes you have no choice.
Exactly.
So, great response there from Noodle. Again, got off to a really strong start there, and then LRA Start locked in. You know, was able to bring it down to a last stock situation, but again, both these characters are just so good at, you know, being able to capitalize on just the smallest mistakes. So, like you mentioned, Jellyfish, the counter pick is now falls onto LRA Start. We're going to go to Town and City for the first time in this set.
Interesting choice. I mean, having the side blast zones being smaller might benefit going for a little bit more back airs, a little bit more leeway there, but you also, like, Donkey Kong can literally do the same thing, except it's faster, plus it combos them itself, and cargo throw is just an option as well. So maybe, like you said, maybe trying to use that space that Talon City kind of offers with those side platforms as well, trying to maneuver around Noodle stuff. But when you're rushing in like that, it's pretty much Noodle's game to play.
Yeah, we will see if somebody's holding space for an insane combo here, but right now it is looking pretty good for LRA Start right now. Going for the insane read there. Again, getting stuck on that platform, not necessarily where you want to be against Wolf, but you're able to survive for the time being.
Yeah. My main concern from LRA Start is that he's actually using a lot of his double jumps, like either to get in, yeah, she's dead. But yeah, no, like he's using a lot of his resources that would kind of render him useless, especially if he got knocked in the air. And LRA Start now at a deficit. Can he get the? Yes, he can. Insane read, insane coverage with that down smash as well. Such a good tool to be able to catch rolls, spot dodges, all that kind of stuff. LRA Start, super aware of that. Gets a double jump to catch Noodle jumping there with the up air. And all of a sudden, it's kind of even percentages. Gets that nair off. Really good conversions from LRA Start. Showing, like, you know, he's never left at all.
Oh, but here we go. Oh, no!
What?
Going for broke to take the combo there, but LRA Start recognizing the situation and recovering immediately in a platform. So Noodle going to throw that stock away and now finds himself in a really precarious spot.
I get the vision, and maybe he doesn't need that stock, but like I feel like if Noodle loses this, it's totally on him after that.
Yeah, you can definitely circle that.
Hey!
Yep. You live by the sword, you die by the sword.
Yes.
Unfortunate stuff there for Noodle, you know, trying to go for the kamikaze up in the blast zone to take care of everything, but unfortunately, not going to work out there for him. LRA Start